Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. My name is James Williams Jr. So earlier today, I did 2 videos covering heritage, and I did 2 videos covering reconstructing of my Chinese fighting fan. This video will cover heritage. This is the video I meant to make. There's a lot of background noise on those noises, so I just titled them Heritage Bloopers 1 and 2. They are not bloopers, but you can go back to them for references on what I was trying to talk about versus what I actually am going to talk about now. Because the house is a little bit more silent, I can get down to the nitty-gritty of heritage. In the other video, I was folding my clothes and doing things that needed to be done to get stuff set up. So here's how it goes. Alright, as you guys know, if you've been following me, damn, I need to sew this. Well, I'm going to sew and talk at the same time. If you guys have been following me, and 73 people have, and I thank you 73 people very much, you know that my heritage is very, very important to me. And this towel is very, very deep shit. So I'm going to have to pinch stitch this, but to do that, I'm going to have to get rid of all these loose, straggly threads. So this thing's going to come up short, big time. And I'm going to sew it with red thread. If you've watched the other videos, I have red and green thread. This thing, again, is going to come up short. It has nothing to do with this video. But that's me thinking out loud versus doing the video I'm supposed to be doing about heritage. Okay. So for you 73 lovely, beautiful people, thank you for your patience. And for accepting me for who I am. So let's get on with the video, shall we? As I talk and sew. Alright, so as you guys know, you've been hanging around long enough to know that my heritage is very important to me. So every time someone does something, whether they are Native American, black, or white, if they are in the wrong, I post it. I put that out there. And the only advantage of being mixed is the capability of denying, which I can deny what I am when someone of one of the ethnicities that greatly upsets me does something exceptionally stupid. That happens a lot in more than just one community. Alright? So that being said, no matter the community, I can deny being in that community. Good news and bad news. You know, good news of being mixed is I can deny being part of that community. Bad news is, in the end, I'm still part of that community. Alright, so we're going to pinch stitch this bitch again. So, my family, I have Cherokee on both sides. And the one thing that both sides have in common is that they do not acknowledge our Cherokee blood. Alright? And I don't know why I seem to be the only one on both sides that embrace our Cherokee heritage. Everybody else in the family on both sides just want to be black. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you deny one part of your heritage, you deny all of your heritage. And that's something that no one seems to understand or want to accept. No. I guess because I spent a lot of time as a child with my great-grandmother on my father's side. You know, she died when I was 12, so I got all the good stories, but not like the Native American legends and stuff. Just Ada's stories, you know. And what I didn't get, I'm sure another grandchild got, because I was only there during the summertime. But, you know, she would tell us stories. And she didn't wear Native American regalia. You know, she didn't walk around in moccasins and stuff. She did wear dresses. She wore more dresses after she lost her legs. But for the most part, you know, she told us about life somewhat on the reservation and somewhat not. Now, how much truth to this, I don't know. People don't always tell you the truth. They generally give you kernels of truth. While I, on the other hand, am a strong believer in just tell the truth and get the shit over with. You're going to hurt someone's feelings anyway, so just tell the truth and get the shit over with. You know? And I much rather have the truth and have my feelings hurt than live a lie and find out the truth later on. Because that really fucking sucks. And there was a big plug in this thing, by the way, so this thing's gonna look all kinds of fracked up. Especially now that I took the shavings off. Because if I would have sewed it through the shavings, it would take forever. Not that that has any relevance with this video. But you know, she didn't cook Native American food. Yet her trademark making a living, just like my grandma Bay, her daughter, was cooking food for a living. Not something that I want to do. I can cook just enough to survive. I could not cook a gourmet meal to save my life. Okay? Let's get that out the way real quick. Like, you know, there's a reason why I did that. In case you were watching on why this stitch had to get a little bit more crazy. Right in there. Because that's where the biggest gap is. Alright. So now that that's settled. Cherokee heritage. You know, so many of us in my family on both sides just all out refuse to acknowledge it until someone points it out. Where I, on the other hand, have never not acknowledged it. And of course, someone's always pointing it out. So this is why things like Standing Rock and things affected me on so many different levels. It's also what made me mad that just because they weren't there doesn't mean they won't, but I'm going to say it anyway. A lot of the more famous Native American actors and shit were not there, and more white actors and actresses did more for the cause than Native American actors. And that kind of hurt my feelings because as an independent filmmaker and undiscovered actor, you kind of sit there and you're like, well, damn, you know, you would think that these actors would have jumped on the bandwagon. And I know you guys are thinking, that's Sioux. They're not Native Americans of your tribe. They're a different tribe. Well, here's a fun fact for all of you. At one point, at one time, all Native American tribes was just one tribe. And they splintered off. And no one wants to address that because no one wants history to tell you the truth. That, you know, tribal fights led to the dissemination of many tribes. And tribal cultures changed in that route of leaving the biggest tribes. So they broke off. Why you think that people keep telling me Creek and Cherokee are brothers? And Cherokee is part of Iroquois. And I'm like, okay, these are like new facts to me because I always thought Cherokee was Cherokee, Creek was Creek, and so on and so on. But I know that Creek and Cherokee were not Powhatan, and I just recently found out that Cherokee were part of the Iroquois. I did not know that. I just thought Cherokee were Cherokee. They got their own song. Cherokee people, Cherokee tribes, so hard to live, so hard to die. You know. So, you learn new stuff every day if you're willing to take your head out your ass and actually listen. You know. And a lot of people can't or won't do that shit. You know. Now, I've said in many of my videos before, and I'll probably say this in a few more, it really messed me up when I found out that Native Americans were Asian, biologically. Not legally, but biologically. And I'm going to make sure you understand the difference. Biologically means genetically. Native Americans are Asian. They came out of Asia 20,000 years before the Europeans ever had stepped foot on American soil. So, that being said, biologically, Native Americans are Asian. Which is what stopped me from being angry when Chinese actress Joan Chen played a Native American. When Chinese actress Vivian Wu, both my favorite actresses, or both some of my favorite actresses, played Native Americans. And I was dastardly offended when I first seen On Deadly Ground. I was dastardly offended when I seen Tales from the Crypt and Vivian Wu playing Little Drum Beater. Hi Vivian. Hi Joe. This is not to like upstand my career or anything, because my career doesn't even exist. But when I was in college for acting, clearly I did not get a degree in that shit. But when I was in college for acting, you know, my friend, the son of a preacher, and again his name will remain nameless. His last name is Kim though. Hello there, buddy. I haven't forgotten you. You know, he's the one that pointed that out. And then we had this big ass argument, and I learned to respect my culture more and my heritage more. By this time, my great grandmother has been long gone. She's long gone now. At my age, she's definitely long gone. Being 12 was a long, long time ago. But the thing was, you know, I did not know, or let's just say in layman's terms, somehow or another, I had forgotten. And I remember, because in the 5th grade, when Miss Conrad outed me for being part Native American and causing me to get an ass whooping for about 30 some odd bars of soap, I remember asking my mom, and I was like, Mom, we ain't Native American, are we? Aren't we just black? And when she had explained to me the family dynamic, I will be the first to tell you, it totally messed me up. But it opened my eyes, because I was like, okay, well, that explains Grandma Ada. That's why Grandma Ada don't look like the rest of us. Because Grandma Ada was full-blood Cherokee, without question, no ifs, ands, and no buts about it. You know, my dumb ass didn't know that was such a thing. You know, because when you're a child, you don't see color. That's some shit adults put into your head and mess you up for the rest of your life. But while you are a child, it's why kids can get along with each other. It's why kids don't know what racism is until we dumbass adults get a raw hair up our ass and point it out. Because just like someone did that to us, we do it to the kids and mess up their entire world. And that's the thing. So, your heritage. Let's talk about the rest of my heritage, shall we? Because you can't get through a heritage video without giving all of your heritage up or away. My dad's dad was black. My mom's dad was mixed. So, that's why everyone in our family has a different shade of brown. My mom's dad could have passed for a white man, just like my mom could pass for a white woman, which is why I lost my mom in Scottsville. And things like that happen. You have to embrace your heritage. You have to know where you came from. It's like in your DNA sometimes. Sometimes it's the thing that drives us. Sometimes it's not. For me, it is one of the things that drives me, because I've wrote so many scripts for a character like me to be invested in, to be made. A character who is not just black. A character who is mixed. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm going to sound like a complete hypocrite right now. All of the characters that I wrote have been mixed with Native American or some other Asian ethnicity. And the reason why I didn't do Native American and white is because I don't think that there's a possibility for me to play a Native American and white person. Look at my skin tone, people. Come on. I keep it real. You know, I keep it 99.9. And that would have also probably caused some backlash and some confusion. You know, I once told my Spanish teacher that she was a racist. Hold on, don't judge me. Let me finish the story. So I was in Spanish class in college for acting. And I was in my 20s and I called her a racist because she told me that as a Mexican, I should know Spanish and that I should speak it fluently and I shouldn't be in her class. And I looked her in her face because she was Spanish. She was from Spain. I looked her in her face and I said, well, you're a racist and I'm not Mexican. And she goes, well, you look Mexican. I said, well, that there look you see is Cherokee Indian as well as black and white. He's like, oh, you're mixed? I said, yeah, there's no Mexican in my bloodline. That was before I also found out that, guess what? That's right. Mexicans are Native American too. Ah, big shock, right? Yeah, it was a big shock for me. But that also explained a lot because a lot of people always kept calling me Jose or homie or some other Latin word, and I kept telling them, yo, dude, I ain't Mexican. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but I'm not Mexican. I only speak English because I was raised in an English home, which goes back to why we need to embrace our heritage. Grandma Ada never spoke one word of Cherokee. Not one word of it. Which is why I want to learn Cherokee really bad. Because that means I would be the first in a generation to have learned our ancestral tongue. Epic fail, by the way. Haven't been able to find a Cherokee teaching center. I have found the CLC, but I don't have money to go to a CLC. If you're not Chinese, CLC means Chinese Learning Center. Okay? If you are Chinese, you are already up to speed on that, because I'm sure if your parents aren't teaching you in a bilingual Asian household that happens to be Chinese, then sorry for you. But anyway, that being said, you have to embrace your heritage. You have to. You have to know your ancestors. You have to know your kinsmen because it's very, very important. Now, some people, they don't really give a damn. Like as in my family, on both sides, they don't really give a damn because none of them are like, let's do a deep dive into our family history. Let's go and find out some shit. You know? So, which is another reason why I have to do that damn DNA test besides for school shit. And yeah, I'm getting there. I'm going to take the 23andMe and the Ancestor test. I just gotta wait till after February 2020 so I can start saving up the money again. Right now, everything's all about me and cosplay in February 2020. Which also means once I get a hold of my cousin, I'm gonna have to get her to dye my hair. And hopefully it'll be sometime between now and this month. You know. So, that being said, there's my stitch job. So the towel's gonna be a little short. That's the good looking part. That's the horrible looking part. And this is the military fold. Watch carefully. We're going to make this towel here look like this towel here. We're not going to change the color, so don't get that twisted. So you're going to be like, oh, James said he's going to turn this white, blue, and green towel brown. That's not what I said. I said we're going to make that look with this towel. So you tuck and roll. Thank the Armed Forces for teaching me how to pack clothing. This also works with shirts and towels. So yeah, all hail the infantry. So let's go into our black and white relatives. This is where shit gets complicated. Fresh. So, on my mom's side, her dad's dad or her dad's mom was not black. I don't know which one it was. That's why I said it in that direction, because some things people have not really explained. Y'all gonna just have to figure it out. So, my grandfather, my mother's father, Russell Rose, he looked like a white man with a hellish tan. And that motherfucker could walk. And I literally mean he could walk a country mile, no problem. For my first 6 years of my life, because that's how long he was in my life, I had him for that time when we went to visit on weekends. And if he wanted to go drinking and he took the kids with him, we walked. And if you didn't walk, you walked. If you couldn't walk, you would wish that you had learned how to walk. Anyway, he was a good man from what I know of him, from my experiences with him, and for the grandkids that didn't meet him, man, y'all just came into life too late and y'all missed a lot. But he looked like a white man with a hell of a tan. He didn't really get dark until after he died, and then the skin tone turned brown. He had straight hair, like a white man. It wasn't curly. It was straighter than my hair, because my hair is curly. I got enough of this royal crown in here that you can't tell that my hair is curly until I take this ponytail out, which I will do later. But he looked like a white man. My grandma Poke, who's still alive, she looks Native Americanish, and it's hard to say if she's full blood or if she's mixed. Where my grandma Ada looked completely Native American, my grandma Bay looked completely Native American. They just had two different skin tones. So Bay, I'm a little bit confused on. Ada, I know for a fact, 100% Cherokee. All right, but Bay, I'm not sure. So that's the thing about that, and that's something I ain't never gonna find out because Bay and Ada are both long gone. My grandma Bay died in 2008, I think, at the ripe old age of 89 years old, maybe 90 years old. I don't really know, but she was up there. So longevity may be a thing in my family, so I need to get my ass in gear. My grandma Ada died when I was 12, and I don't know how old she was when I was 12, but, you know, she was up there. So I don't know when she started having kids. So, yeah, she was a very important factor in my life, and that's on my dad's side. My grandma Poke, who's still alive, is my mom's mom, and I probably need to spend more time with her while we still have her. So that being said, you know, as far as we know, she's Native American and black. She may be full Native American because she's never had black hair and she's never had a perm put in her hair. I, on the other hand, tried to perm out my curls way back in my 20s. I may have to go back to doing that because I'm getting real tired of curls and hair grease is getting expensive. Alright? So I'm debating that. You guys can chime in on that if you want. You know, the thing is, I like having straight hair. Regardless, I like having straight hair. Curls are a pain in the ass. And then you can tell at the end of my ponytail, it curls up. So yeah, curls are a pain in the ass. Everything works for girls. Nothing really works well for guys when it comes to hair, okay? Let's just get that out the way. Nothing really works great for guys when it comes to hair, especially if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I get a wad of this stuff. Royal Crown has kept me down. So, you know, I rock the shit out of some Royal Crown. And if they want to sponsor me, I'm open for a lifetime supply. Like 20 some odd more years of this shit. You know, big fucking vat that I can just, like, get a tab. Okay, anyway. So, when it comes to your heritage, you know, you really want to dig into that. We know that we have black. And I know that on both sides. I just don't know how deep the blackness goes, alright? My dad wasn't sure about his dad, but my dad looked black. My dad's mom, Native American looking. My dad looks black. Without a shadow of a doubt, my dad's dark skin. He had black people hair, etc., etc. My mom looks white. And everything about her says she's white. Everything. Skin tone, all that shit. If you see a family photo of us all together, that would probably take a miracle, because not all of us get along. And all of us have different tones of brown, you know, or high yellow. So, you know, it's a thing, you know, and my heritage is more important to me than most things because sometimes that works for you more than against you, and sometimes it works more against you than for you. For relationships, you know, a lot of it has been, I'm going to date him because it pisses off my daddy. That's when I was dating more white girls. When I was dating black girls, it was, you're never going to be black enough for a black girl. And the news flash to that for everyone out here who's watching, if you are black, it is more than likely you have some white or Native American or both within you in this country. If you were born in this country and your parents were not immigrants, then you were a descendant of slaves. Whether you are white, whether you are black, whether you're Native American, you are a descendant of slaves. And even if you are born in this country and you are white, you were also possibly descendants of slaves. Whether you know it or not, it's a whole nother ballgame. You know, that's why I like those shows that come on, Who Do You Think You Are? But they only get like the celebrities to do it. And I need a job, so if they're watching, help a brother out. I would love my acting career to take off, and it hasn't. But I don't have a problem being in front of cameras. I love the camera. I prefer to be making kung fu movies. Henceforth, the name of the channel is Kung Fu Havoc #2. But I will take whatever I can get, because I've been failing at this for 19 years. But anyway, back to heritage. You know, you must embrace your heritage. You must. You may not like it. Now, here's the thing. The people who have their heritage, they lack at it. Where people who are adopted, they wish for it. They long for it. And outside of taking a DNA test from 23andMe, they can only give them a prognosis. And the reason why I'm going to say a prognosis is because they can drive it back to where your ancestor came from, what country, blah, blah, blah. They can even find you long-lost cousins. And if you're adopted, long-lost siblings or family members. The problem with that is when they give you the trail map, they don't have significant proof. They don't have a time machine to go all the way back and say, okay, well, you're kin to this guy, and he originally came out of this part of Africa, blah, 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 blah. So, me being multicultural, I'm going to be royally fucked. I really just want to take the test to find out how much Native American blood we have in us so that I can get a discount at school and so that I can help get at a cheaper rate for college and so that the sooner I can graduate from college, the better off I can make my life, hopefully. Although I will tell you, to be honest, this is not what I want to do with my life. I want to make movies. I want to be happy. Movies make me happy. However, now I still need that DNA because I only have like 9 classes to go. So, you know, if I could accomplish that, that would be great. However, I would give up college to be happy any day of the week. You know, I would straight up give up college to be happy. You know, and that's the thing. I would much rather be poor and happy than not at all, because I'm not successful right now. But if I'm poor and I'm happy, but I'm slightly successful, or at least more successful than I am right now, I can work with that. Versus being miserable and successful, but not happy. And I'm not successful, but I'm not happy, which is why I'm making life changes today. Heritage. We turn a blind eye to what our grandparents tell us. And 9 times out of 10, anybody who's not a Generation Xer, anybody who might be a Generation Y or Z or a baby boomer, has rarely sat down with their ancestors and done this. Just listen. Just listen to their life, their story, the things that I used to do with my grandma Ada. Now, the reason why I keep going back to Ada, all right, with my grandfather on my father's side, I didn't meet him until like 2 years before he died, and I think he died when I was between 12 and 13. Actually, I don't remember. Him and Ada might have died about the same time, unless Ada died when I was like 11. Whatever year Ghostbusters came out is the year that Ada died. Hold on. I may have just made a big clusterfuck just now. Not a lie, but a misstep. Let's find out. Come on, phone. This is why I hate technology, too. What year did the original Ghostbusters movie come out?
Ghostbusters was released in the United States of America on June 8, 1984.
Okay, so 1984. Let's find out how old I was. I'm not good with math, so yeah, I'm trying to find a calculator on this thing. Okay, so 4 minus 3. Okay, so yeah, she died, I was 11 in 84. And that means my grandfather died when I was 12. So I got my dates mixed up. And this is on my father's side. So Ada died when I was 11 in 1984. We all remember that, Daddy, when I kept singing "I Ain't Afraid of No Ghost" all damn night long, and then I got afraid of a ghost really, really swiftly. Um, so then the next year, my grandfather, he died after my great grandmother died, and damn, I'm gonna have to do a video about that. That's a damn shame. Anyway, um, you guys really need to embrace your heritage, and somebody just flipped out over a stink bug. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Epic number 2. Be seeing you. I'm gonna make a third heritage video, or a fourth one, because I don't know what number this is.